Hey traders, how's it going? We're just about to get started here into the weekly wrap-up. Now we're going to start off here with the S&P 500, and if you remember from the last week, we had areas in resistance and support. So support was down here, resistance areas were up here. What we've decided to do is to delete those, just for the purpose of this really, to highlight this range and the areas of of demand here, and supply up here. So it's support, and also buyers step in here, resistance, supply, and sellers are stepping in up here. So you could have been playing the sort of bounces off this over the past couple of weeks until we break out of either one of these areas, either to the downside. You can't really have a firm bias in anything. At the minute, everyone seems a bit up in the air because really price action is it's not very clean at all. We're just setting, it's just support resistance. So we've got triple top and now a triple bottom. Which way will it break? Who knows? We could bounce a little, start off the week a little bit lower, bounce and then head higher, and then could break out of this zone to the upside, or we could just head lower, break below this, and then head to the downside. So it's really hard at this point is to gauge or project whatever way you want to look at it. So it's just one of those things. You can just sit in your hands and just wait and be patient. There's no need to take any trades. Now, if we look at the VIX volatility index, we were looking here, potentially going down to the lower teens. It did start to go that way, and then start to ramp up as the S&P started to sell off towards the end of the week. So this one is still, you could say it's still in play. This triangle pattern is still forming, which is a little concerning if you're trying to be long on the S&P, but you can look at this as an option as well. Now, if we have a look at, let's say, lithium, haven't looked at this one in a couple of weeks, not really much happening, starting to pull back into the zone of demand or support, whatever way you want to look at it. If we draw in a quick rectangle, if we stay within this zone, I would remain semi-bullish, but we're just going to have to keep an eye out for the next couple of weeks. US oil, this thing is really starting to, it's becoming really indecisive at the minute. So we've had a lot of resistance up here. We pulled back down, looked like it was going to go lower. I think it trapped shorts on the intraday. And yeah, it's really oversold if you look on the weekly very quickly. We've been in a massive sell-off, the biggest one since roughly 2015, I believe. So back here, it just outdone that one, so it's quite interesting to see. Now we are forming these candles at the bottom of a run, which usually signals a potential reversal. Now that might not happen, or we could see a nice reversal up to this zone. We just have to keep an eye out and see what the market decides to do. Copper, there's not much on copper at the minute. Coffee, nothing much. Fundamentals haven't changed an awful lot since the last report, so it's one to keep an eye on. Bitcoin, we did start to edge lower on the daily here. Let me switch to the other chart a second. So we can see there was starting to be a wedge formation happening, but it just broke below that, so it's a failed pattern. If we look on the intradays here, we can see it's starting to react off this little trend line here. Now, I won't really have any short-term bullish or bullishness until we get a break and retest of that. If we do, I might look to see if there's any opportunities or any signals that price action produces. If not, I'll just wait until lower prices and get into a few more altcoins via that. So back to this. That's pretty much it now. Last one, which was natural gas. A few weeks ago, we started to really ramp up higher. This thing's starting to set in a triangle, similar to the VIX. So triangles, I guess, are usually bullish continuation patterns. So it usually goes in the path of least resistance. And yeah, as you can see, it's been higher highs, higher lows. So it is a bullish trend right now. If this pattern plays out, it could go higher. Obviously, it can break and fail and go lower. So another one we're going to keep an eye on as well. So hope you enjoyed this. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks very much.